Good rice, mate. It is driver ratings for the Australia Grand Prix. We put up our own poll, driver of the day. You guys voted. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Hulkenberg were joint highest on 32%.
Yeah, never mind driver of the day. I think we should have put a poll up, most depressed driver of the day, because could be Leclerc, could be Russell, could be Pierre Gasly. Sainz sounded pretty fucking gutted at the end of race 2. Albon thought he was doing well and through it all. I mean, I think there's a lot of drivers leaving Australia here not happy. I do feel bad for Leclerc though. Never really showed any great pace. Never really looked like getting any sort of good result. And then after turn 3 it was all over.
I'd probably say Sainz though. Yeah, I actually think Sainz had a really good race.
Well.
But we're going to start from the bottom. We're going to work our way to the top. And you know what? I think it's one of those weekends where I wouldn't say anyone was great. No. Well, I mean, I think there was a few people that scored points that shouldn't have, but there's not many people that like fucking are going to get a 9 in my opinion. Right? So we're going to kick off with Charles Leclerc, as we just said, literally nowhere all weekend. Outpaced by Sainz, retired. I mean, it wasn't really his fault.
The retirement's not his fault, but he wasn't given a chance to try and upgrade on his poor weekend to that point. For me, I'm going to give Charles Leclerc, I'll give him a 4.
I'll give him a 4. I think 4's fair enough.
Mediocre. It was a Bret Hart performance.
It was a wee Bret Hart. But right, so yeah, Leclerc. Will it be the lowest? No, I think there's lower to come. Alexander Albon.
How low can you go?
Albon had a great qualifying, right?
But he bent it and he fucked it up, like, so I mean, what can you...
I'm going to give Albon a...
7 for me.
7? He fucking crashed on his own.
Alright then.
I'm giving him a 5.
Oh.
No, you got to be realistic here, right? See him crashing? That has fucked Williams massive, because he'd have beat Norris, Hulkenberg, Piastri, Joe and Tsunoda. And all those teams have fucking picked up more points than Williams have got all season.
That's nice to know, but I'm still getting him a 7.
I'm giving him a 5.
Hollywood swing.
Because you know what? Like, he's like the only guy to drop it on his own. Right, anyway, so that's a 6 then for Albon. Up next, George Russell. Good qualifying. 3-0 against Hamilton. Good start to the race. But you know what? Georgie, you went for the wrong strategy, my friend. Anyone could have seen that you needed both cars out in front to deal with Max.
Yeah.
And you decided to fuck yourself.
Red flag or no red flag, right? I still don't think this works, because I think Max overtakes Hamilton just like he did, because the second Merc doesn't have the slipstream and DRS of the Merc in front, and then I think Max pulls a big enough gap to pit and come out in front of Russell anyway. So yeah, no, Russell would have been higher up obviously, but I still think Max after the first round of pit stops leads.
Now, if Russell's engine blows up anyway, which I think it would have, right? Max probably still wins this race, but, you know, we could have been looking after the first red where you've got both Mercs leading for Verstappen and none need to pit.
Yeah.
It's just a case of DRS train, but his engine blew up, right? But I'm going to give him an 8, right? It was, how much of the strategy was him or Mercedes, but you know what? It was the wrong call. And then his engine blew up.
Well, he's pretty great all weekend, wasn't he? I mean, I can't really... Yeah, give him an 8.
I think at best, though, he was going to finish 4th. But then again, if you factor in all the restarts and stuff, maybe he could have made his way up. Who knows? But yeah, give him an 8. Next up, Kevin Magnussen, nowhere in quali, and then hit the wall on his own accord. I am going to give him...
Outpaced by Hulkenberg pretty much all weekend.
I'm going to give him I'm going to give him a 3.
I'll give him a 4.
Because you know why? Like, he should be scoring points today. He should be in that sort of race. Alright, so that's a 3.5. Next up, we have Logan Sargent. Again, nowhere near his teammate, right? And after the first race, you're like, fuck, this guy looks close to Albon. But you know what? He didn't take himself out. He took out Nick de Vries. So, does that go? Well, he took himself and Nick de Vries out. Again, shafting Williams out of points, because if he doesn't hit de Vries, he probably gets points after all the chaos ahead of him, but it's a 2 out of 10 for me. Nowhere, and then wipes out de Vries.
I'll give him a 3.
And showed no pace. 2.5, lowest so far. Nick de Vries up next. He did get wiped out, but you know what? Yuki Tsunoda's making this guy look like dog meat.
I tell you what, I'm not a fan of this guy. I thought it was a bit strange that he was a Mercedes reserve driver and he was spoke highly of. I assumed he was like 20, 21.
He's 28.
Then I remember looking to sign him in the F1 2022 manager game, and I seen he was 27. I think if you're 27 and you're not on the grid, then
Did you have no legs for 7 years or something?
it's like, I just don't think he can be that good.
No. I'm going to give him a 4.
I don't think this guy is that good. And I think there's a reason why he's at AlphaTauri now and not you know, in a Mercedes.
Absolutely. But I'm going to give him a 4, right? Because every crash he was involved in wasn't his fault, but no pace. Nothing.
No pace.
No pace is what you've got. Next up, we have Esteban Ocon. Where did Ocon qualified 11? So it qualified by his teammate. Got wiped out by his teammate. He wasn't involved in like the first 8 cars in the race. He was always 9 for 10th in this race. I'm going to give Esteban Ocon a 6.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as his teammate.
But he got wiped out by his teammate.
But the Alpine looked pretty good.
It did.
I thought.
You know what? I'd say this. I think this season the pack has closed up massively.
It has. It's just the only problem is Red Bull seem to be a little bit ahead, but I mean the rest of the pack. I noticed that. See if you take out the Red Bulls, from the slowest car to the second fastest, really not a lot in it.
Because even the day Hulkenberg and Norris, they had very similar pace to everyone in front. And I'm going to assume Albon would have too.
You look at qualifying times, and sometimes you've got less than half a second separating about 15 cars. Not normally used to that, but
that's it. Next up, Pierre Gasly, brilliant race, good qualifying, but lap 57, him and Sainz, they just both bottled turn 1, and
I don't think you can make any excuse. I don't think there's any excuses here for Pierre. He simply closes the door on his teammate and takes them both out.
Doesn't look, and it's just fucking stupid. It's not even
And that what was that? What would have been 4th and 5th would it end up? Considering who's in front and who crashed out, Sainz coming up, Stroll coming off in front, Sainz getting a penalty. Would it ended up being 4th and 5th? Would it? Hulkenberg on podium.
I don't. I might have been 4th and 5th.
4th and 6th. I think Shinoda was 5th.
I'd need to look at the replay because I think because when Gasly rejoined, they held up Ocon. They lost a few positions, so it might be 6th and 7th or 5th and 6th. I don't know, right?
Still good points for Alpine. Then they get them.
Yeah. It's a tough one to rate.
I mean, it was great up until this, but the mistake was so bad. It was just
it's a
rookie fucking error. It's some you'd expect someone in their first game on F1 2022 to do, just to leave room and wait.
It's a 4 out of 10 for me because I think the mistake, it's so fucking avoidable.
I'll give it a 6. I thought he was really good up to that point.
So again a 5. 5. Right, next up, Carlos Sainz, very similar to Gasly, really good race, out-qualified his but I don't think his mistakes is bad. It's bad, but
I'm going to give him a 6.
It's see, actually watching it, it's way more unlucky. But you know what? I think the penalty is fair. People are talking about but the lap got took away. But that's not how F1 works.
Doesn't stop the fact that he fucking took Alonso out.
See, in F, they don't actually factor in consequence, even though I think they do. But yeah, you know what? Sainz dropped to 12th, and I'm going to give him a 6 too. Next up, Valtteri Bottas. I might give him the lowest rating the weekend. I'm so glad that the order didn't finish the way it did, because he'd have got fucking points, and he deserved nothing.
He deserves fuck all. And this is a guy that Hamilton sometimes struggled to beat. Tell you what, Hamilton's a fraud in my books, man. Horrible race. Horrible weekend for Bottas. I think it's the lowest rating for me. I'm giving him a 2 out of 10.
That's 2 weeks in a row. I did the Saudi ratings on Wednesday, and I think I gave Bottas the lowest as well.
2 out of 10.
You know what? He had a good Bahrain, but he's
been
been nowhere. And that just sums up how many times for Mercedes, though.
Did he have a good race, and then the next 3 or 4, nowhere to be seen?
Yeah, no, I'm going to give him a 1. Honestly, what did he do?
Yeah,
I don't actually remember ever seeing him do anything. Yuki Tsunoda got a point. He's been betting his teammate. I think the AlphaTauri doesn't look quick, but you know what? He survived, and he could have finished 5th, but he got 10th. That's just the way it worked out. I'm going to give Yuki Tsunoda a 7 out of 10.
I'll give him a 6. Thought he was decent.
Fair enough. Guan Yu Zhou got 2 points. Looks much better than Bottas. It's his second year. A bit of a quiet one, but he got 2 points, so I'm going to give him a 7 too.
Still not massively overall impressed with him though.
No.
I mean, this is his second season now, and I'm not seeing a guy that's ever going to go on. I think if you're good in F1, you see signs in the first season where, like, seeing Leclerc's first season, Max Verstappen's first season, you could see things.
Yeah.
If you don't include Alonso's first season at Minardi, even though you could definitely see things, like, considering he was 2 seconds faster than his fucking teammate. But if you, let's say 2003's first, I mean, you could just see signs. Like, I don't see, and I don't mean signs as in the Ferrari signs, I mean signs as in this guy is going to be, future Hamilton. Look at Hamilton first season. I mean, I don't know, I'm just not convinced that this guy is any good.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 7. What are you giving him?
Give him a 7. I mean, he got points. Like, but did he flip the points? That's the question. No, I'll give him a 6.
Not many people here didn't. Anyway, right, Piastri, pure qualifying.
I mean, he looked good against his teammate, but I mean, fuck me, I could look good against Bottas at this rate.
Very true. Right, anyway, Piastri, he, you know what? He got 8th. The McLaren just looks awful in a straight line. I don't know what, it's very draggy, which obviously is going to affect you. So, yeah, he gets 4 points in his home Grand Prix. I'm going to give Piastri a 7, because I feel like compared to his teammate was looking good, or much better than him, but it is Norris, so.
I'll give him a 6. 40 average again.
But he got points.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of drivers I thought got points today and weren't particularly great.
That's it. Right, Nico Hulkenberg.
I'll give Hulkenberg a 6. Don't give a 7.
I'm going to give him an 8. I think 7.5 is fair. I think he's definitely better than the rest, because, you know what? He could have got a podium here.
Will he ever get a podium?
Nah.
No.
You could get a race like this, to be fair. Especially if, like, everyone behind Red Bull's close, but for Hulkenberg, it was good, but I expected him to hold on against Norris, but he didn't. Next up was Lando Norris, qualified 14th, I believe, or was it 13th? Don't know. Either way, it's not that good. But got 6th, and you know what? He did a good job holding Perez behind him, so I'm going to give Lando Norris. I'm going to give him an 8.
An 8?
Because the car's fucking awful, and he made it. He put it places where it didn't belong.
Yeah, definitely the best that McLaren have looked us. I'll get an 8's fair. I think an 8's fair.
Next up, Sergio Perez. He's in the fastest car. He spent more time in the gravel trap than the track.
I know, but how much is that really his fault? Like, it seemed like he had issues all fucking. Well, at least practice free and qualifying. Like, I don't know if that's really.
Yeah, I'll admit, right? See in terms of overtakes in the race, the guy was fucking hitting him. But the Red Bull in a straight line.
Yeah, but I mean, Max, look how easily Max overtook Lewis Hamilton. Like, I'm not. Yeah, Perez down overtakes. That doesn't really do much for me against slower cars. I'll give him a. I'll give him a 5, right? Benefit the doubt, because I don't think him constantly coming off in practice is necessarily his fault. It appears he had brake issues or whatever. But yeah, for me, 5.
Should he have done better, or what he did was that about? I mean, he flew off at the restart as well.
Probably what you'd expect. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. He finished 5th. You gave him a 5. Right, next up, Lance Stroll. This guy, he took out Leclerc, right? He's just nowhere near Alonso's level, which, I mean, I'm not expecting him to be. I say he took out Leclerc. It was a racing incident, but he still took him out, so blah, blah, blah. And then, right, at the restart.
He made the smart choice. He was, like, kind of sandwiched in between, and he had to choose between either taking out Leclerc or taking out Fernando. And he's already fucking took Fernando out once this season. So it was like, I thought it was.
Sorry, he didn't take both of them out here.
I thought he made a good choice, like.
He did, but I mean, I can't believe that Stroll was in third and he went fucking straight on.
Yeah, I mean, he was nowhere really in the race, but obviously he was kind of just up there. Safety car keeps bringing him into play, red flags. Then at the end, Sainz hits Alonso. This gives Stroll a perfect chance to take a podium, and he just goes straight on. I mean,
bottled it.
Unbelievable.
Honestly, I mean, he's got the inside of the corner, so even if Sainz outbreaks him, he's got the fucking inside. Yeah, and he just. What did Stroll do in that race to make you go?
This is the man that can be
like he wasn't miles behind Alonso and Hamilton, right? But
see this stage,
he didn't really fucking overtake anyone.
Is Alonso kissing ass by saying this guy's a future world champion just to try and keep?
I don't know.
Happy.
Big Lawrence, like he's got that much money, maybe the car will just fucking gift Stroll a title by. Of course, Alonso's kissing ass. Talking to Fernando, what are we giving Stroll? I'm going to give Stroll
5, 4, 5. Yeah.
I think it just sums up though. It's his best race finish, and I don't know how long. And like he was awful. Well, he wasn't awful, but he just shows why he's not that good.
In qualifying, he wasn't that far off Alonso in terms of like lap times and stuff, but just never feel like he's actually going to beat him.
No, never. Never had a bump for Sunday, so it's a 5 for me. Next up, Fernando Alonso. Will he be disappointed with this? Probably not, but was there more on the cards here? Personally, I think Mercedes were the second fastest car this weekend.
Yeah, and Alonso still did pretty well. Could have look. I mean, we won't know if he could have got second place because the red flags came out and kind of put a stop to that. I'm just glad that he got third. You know, I think it would have been really sick if Sainz taking him out led to him getting absolutely nothing.
Well, when Russell's VSC came out, he was in the DRS of Hamilton, and then because I didn't. But you know what? Good drive, good quality. I mean, 3 podiums in a row. I don't know. See on commentary, Crofty kept on mentioning that Yuki Tsunoda needs to finish 11th to match the record of most positions finished in the exact same spot in a row, other than first, right? And that gets me. How's he only noticing Tsunoda's going to finish 11th 3 races in a row and Fernando was third the whole fucking race? Crofty's a bit of a weapon, but anyway, Fernando, I'm giving him an 8. Good drive, solid drive.
An 8, good and quote. I got an 8, 7. I'll give him a 7.
Fair enough. Right, Lewis Hamilton.
I don't know if it was a problem with the tyres for the restarts, but I mean, I thought Alonso should have went for a bit more at the start, and the restarts just didn't really seem to have the car underneath him.
I agree, but Australia's one of those tracks where you can't really properly dive bomb in the turn 1.
Yeah.
And when he did, but to be fair to him, he did the switchback on 57, and then fucking Sainz took him out. He probably would have got Hamilton, but we'll never know. Yeah, so 7.5 for Fernando. Lewis Hamilton up next, out qualified by his teammate. Kind of got really helped by Russell's bad luck today. I mean, he couldn't really put much of a fight up against Verstappen. He held off Alonso behind. But like we said, I think Mercedes was the second fastest car. But again, I'm going to give Hamilton I'm going to give him an 8. He won Driver of the Day on our channel, so... Well, him and Hulk shared it.
I mean, he was good, like, but I still think he's lucky to get in Driver of the Day and actually finishing ahead of his teammate.
Yeah.
Well, what I would say is I do think the race Hamilton looked like he had the pace over Russell.
Yeah.
But then again, who knows? Maybe that's because Hamilton was a car behind, and obviously if you're behind, you're going to pick up speed.
I'll tell you what. Before we get on to the guy that finished first, I feel like the track changes are really good at Australia. I think it's a really fast paced track now.
I mean, it is, but I prefer. I don't like these tracks were overtaking too easy. And I
was it too easy though? I think yeah.
So.
I think that was the only car it was too easy for, like, but yeah, I like the fact they've took that chicane out, because seeing the game, man, you'd lose about fucking 7 temps through there, which you can't afford to be doing. But anyway, Verstappen got pole, I mean, dropped the third at the start. I mean, the car just that quick, and then he made a mistake in like lap 48 and lost 4 seconds. I mean, he literally almost binned it. So I'm going to give Verstappen an 8.
And it's fair. I mean, just a bog standard race for Verstappen again.
I feel like it'll be very hard to give Verstappen a 10 this year. He's going to have to do something fucking monumental.
Yeah, he's going to have to actually come back for the back of the grid and actually earn it.
I mean, he'll have to win for last in Monaco or something to give him a 10.
No.
Anyway, though, that is it, guys, for driver ratings. What a Grand Prix we had. I mean, it wasn't exactly the greatest Grand Prix, but for fuck's sake, man, the amount of drama.
It was full of drama.
4 red. I mean, Hulkenberg stopped after the line. They whipped out another red flag. What's going on? But anyway, that is it. We have a 4-week break.
What?
4 weeks till Baku.
That's a joke.
And you know what? Baku, more straights. I don't know how you can bet past Red Bull. It wouldn't matter what track it was. Like, I wouldn't really bet against them. But man, I think they'll even be even quicker there. But anyway, guys, that is it. Until Baku. Also, Pierre Gasly, right? He's 2 penalty points away from a ban. How the fuck's he not getting a penalty?
Do you think they're more lenient on, like,
teammate stuff?
Aye.
Of course they are, right? But
But I mean, at the same time, do you think that's kind of fair? Because you think maybe they look at it and go, well, you know what, the team's already been punished enough, technically.
yes, but an incident's an incident, in my opinion.
I'm not denying that.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't think they're going to give him. If they give him a penalty, he'll be banned next race because he's reached the maximum penalty points.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he
Which
gets...
I just don't think they'll do. But I mean, what's the point of a penalty system like that though if you're not going to utilise it?
Yeah.
And you know what? If Sainz is getting a penalty, how's he not getting one?
True.
You know what I mean? But anyway,
I mean, Sainz taps Alonso from behind and sends him around. But Pierre Gasly more or less just fucking forces his teammate into the wall. So
I know.
I mean, when you look at it like that, I mean, you can definitely undersee why Sainz would say in comparison to other things that happened today that his penalty was, unjust. So we'll see.
He was greeting about it.
It wasn't too happy. Like.
He was a sad senor. But anyway, guys, until next time.
See you.
See you. See.